Ryan, I noticed that some of the moves we use in the Boxercise program can also be used in the boxing ring.
Yeah, as I was teaching the girls and yourself in the Boxercise room, basically I start with the basics of boxing, which is basically your jab, your right hand, and then I've developed over the past couple of weeks, those girls have been there every day, I've developed the uppercut into the ribs. Those are 3 basic punches I want to show you now, just to get an idea of what kind of technique boxing would use in this environment. So I'm going to go against the bag here as my opponent. And the first punch I'm using is the jab. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm stepping away from my opponent, so I'm outside of his range. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to step into his range, land the punch, and step out. So basically it's concentrating on your feet work and the hand. And positioning is it's in and out. Okay, you've heard that before, boxing term, in and out. Basically that's all you do in boxing. That's what you would do if you were in any other kind of fighting environment. You want to step in, land your punch, and get out of the way. Okay, so basically I'm going to start with the jab, and I'm going to work into the right hand. Okay?
Great.
So the jab comes in, both hands are up. You're outside of his range, okay? He doesn't think that he can hit you or you can hit him. You step in, you land the punch, okay? You step in, you're in range now, and then you step out, in and out, just like that. You step in with the front foot, you step in, and then you step out, okay? Notice how I showed you before, you have to rotate your knuckles right over the target so you're landing flush. I'm totally protected, my chin is up, or sorry, my chin is down, my shoulder is up. I'm completely protected in a defensive position even though I'm throwing the punch. And then as I come back, I'm straight out, my hands are right back. The jab doesn't come down here, it's where he can come over top of it on his attack. Okay, so I'm landing the jab and stepping back, right back in my position that I started with. Okay, the right hand is pretty much the exact same thing, except it originates from the right foot now. Okay, instead of stepping with the left foot, I'm stepping with the right foot. I'm landing the right hand, and I'm stepping out of the way. Okay, so I'm stepping with the jab, then I step in with the right hand. Notice my chin is down, my shoulders are up, I'm completely protected, and then I step out of the way. Okay, for the rib shot, like I was showing everybody in the Boxercise room, you step outside, the punch comes over this shoulder, okay, so you got the guy completely in a defensive position, there's nothing really he can do. If you're on the outside of a guy's punch, there's nothing really he can do because he can't hit you, you're on this side of his punch. So you're stepping in, punch over this shoulder, and you're driving up. A lot of people have a tendency to drive sideways to get a kidney shot. You always want to drive up on the ribs and hit them up in here. That's when you knock the wind out of them. And these are the ribs that are most easily broken when you punch them up. Okay, so you step in and you punch up, and then you want to pivot out of the way so that you're completely out of the way because there's no point in landing the punch and staying here watching what you've done so he can hit you back. Okay, so once you've thrown the punch, you don't watch what you've done and see how pretty it is. You land the punch and you slip out of the way and you get out of the way and you're ready to do another punch. Okay?
All right.
So that's called in and out again. It's the idea you want. It's land the punch and get out of the way so he can't hit you back.
My name is Bob Wiens. Welcome to Progressive Bodybuilding. Today we're live at Premier Gym and we're going to do a 4-day work schedule for you. First we're going to do legs, then we're going to do chest and triceps, then we're going to do back and biceps, then we'll do shoulders and calves. Please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm here to talk to you about training accessories that you can find in the gym or use at home. First thing we're going to talk about are gloves. You can find different types of gloves in terms of double stitching or thickness of padding, and you can also find them in neoprene that are machine washable. Like these are types of gloves that you'll really find that are high quality. They have special padding on the front that helps to grip the bar a lot better, and they form fit to your hand, lets them breathe a little better. When they're machine washable, obviously they can last a lot longer. So we recommend you get some machine washable gloves that are double stitched. You'll find that they're a little bit more expensive, but it's well worth the money. Next thing we're going to talk about are lifting straps. Lifting straps are used so that when you use, let's say you have weak strength in your hands, or if you're going to use some extremely heavy weights when you're going to be doing some deadlifts or some shoulder shrugs, or even when you're going to be doing some chinning. These are good things to wrap around the wrist so that they act as hooks. Highly recommend these lifting straps. They usually go for about anywhere from $6 to $10. Next thing we're going to talk about are belts. Belts are really important. You can find different style of belts. You can find thin leather belts, or like this, a very thick leather belt. Leather belts like this, or a powerlifting belt as it's known, is good for heavy compound movements like squatting or strict deadlifts. Okay? Make sure that the belt is comfortable. And you usually find that leather belts are harder to work in, whereas when you get into other belts, for example, this type of belt, these are more pliable. This is probably the most popular belt on the market, which is called a Valio belt. You can get them at 4-inch or 6-inch sizes. Obviously, sizes will fit anybody. The beauty about a belt like this is that you don't have to worry about the type of season or the type of waist size you're going through. In other words, you can shape the belt any time of year to fit perfectly around your waist, rather than going with a leather belt that has notches. There's advantages also going with the Valio belt. If you're into style at home or in the gym, you get in different colors. Highly recommend it. A good quality belt will also cost you a little bit more, but again, it's well worth the money. Finally, I'm going to talk about some knee wraps. And this, I find, is a strange thing that you can find in different facilities across Winnipeg. You'll find some people are going to be using tensor bandages rather than using an actual knee wrap. You'll want to avoid using that, because what happens is you're really not getting the support that the knee wrap is actually supposed to give you. Okay? Knee wraps, it's well worth the money, again, to spend a little bit more money, okay, and get the quality. You'll also find that people are wrapping the knee wraps wrong. You want to be doing it in a figure 8 configuration around the knee, not wrapping it straight around. And don't tighten your knee wraps too hard, because they're not made to be used as springs. Make sure that you use them just strictly for support. Thank you very much.
Okay, leg press is a really good overall exercise for both the front and back of the leg. And as Christine's going to demonstrate for us, the knees will be coming towards the chest, bending at the knee. Christine, there you go. Nice and slow, gradual movement, pressing up and stretching and flexing. There we go. Into the chest, and there you go. Into the chest. Nice and slow. Be in controlled movement at all times. There you go. And the ankles, knees, and hips are all in line with one another. Take away from straining the joints. And in. There we go. Here we're at the leg extensions. We'll be working the front quad or front thigh. This is one that you can really feel the separation of the muscles starting from the knee extending up to the tie-in areas of the hip. I guess that's why they call this exercise the leg extension. It's a good idea with this type of machine to have the pad not fully resting on a joint. Just slowly up, there we go. And down. Right. Nice slow and progressive workout here. Good concentration. We're working both the positive and negative of this workout. Over at the leg curl machine, we have Christine demonstrating how this machine will work the back of the bicep of the muscles here. We have a starting point, rolling up slowly towards the glutes, and rolling back slowly as well to our start position. There we go. Another rep, nice and tight, in control, always slow and progressive. There we go, and up, towards the glutes, hold, and release. One of the things to watch out for here in this exercise is once the weights have been brought up or the pads have been brought up to the glutes, A lot of people tend to arch, or the stomach comes away from the pad. It's best to do a little mental check and push the pelvic region or the hips into the pad, hold, and then release. And up. Hold and release. Good job, Christine.
I train about 2 hours a day. I watch my diet incredibly. You can't drink and you can't eat what you really want to. Of course, we all crave the food that we want, like steak and hamburgers, but we can't have it. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. Once you're mentally prepared, you're halfway there, and it takes an excellent trainer as well. Hopefully, you will see me in the provincials this year. I'm mentally ready, like I said, but physically, it takes a little bit more work.
As a bodybuilder, we like to train year-round. As we approach contest time, the emphasis is then placed upon diet. Diet, along with the aerobic exercise, will burn the correct amount of fat in order to bring out our muscular definition as we prepare for a show. While preparing for a show, the low-fat diet is what we generally follow. Low-fat, low-calorie. We emphasize high-protein foods, low-fat foods. The protein foods include things such as chicken breast, turkey breast, of course without the skin, egg whites. We like to ingest a large amount of complex carbohydrates as well. These carbohydrates will include things such as potatoes, pasta plain, cooked rice, and so on. We then divide up the daily allotment of calories into about 5 or 6 small meals, as this way it's better assimilated. As far as the weight training goes, during the off-season we emphasize our weak points, because in bodybuilding what you want to do is attain a good proportioned, well-proportioned, symmetrical physique. So in the off-season we emphasize our weak points. If the guy has weak calves or weak arms, he wants to build them up. As contest time approaches, we then train everything equally, again with emphasis on diminishing or lowering our percentage of body fat. Now ideally for a male bodybuilder to get up on stage, he wants to be about 6% body fat or lower. As far as females go, 12% or lower is the norm for them. The best type of aerobic exercise for me personally I found is walking. A good brisk walk once in the morning, once in the evening helps me achieve my, my goal for muscular definition. As far as the weight training is concerned, I'm more concerned with maintaining or even increasing my muscle mass a little bit as I diet for a show. This is possible if you follow a high-intensity type of workout. Again, with the intensity level going up, we really don't need that much more time inside the gym. I then would follow that up with a good aerobic session, again, several hours later, because I do like to divide my weight training time, bodybuilding time, and to have enough time to recover from that and put in a good aerobic workout after. Again, as I say, my favorite type of aerobic exercise is walking. There are other good exercises as well, including the stair climber, the treadmill, and the cycling are probably the most popular in the gym. Again, the emphasis is to burn fat calories. In order to burn fat calories, it should be, the aerobic exercise should be long and slow. Again, long and slow will emphasize the fat burning and aerobic effect. The short, intense exercise, again, will build the muscle and at least maintain it while you're following a strict low-calorie, low-fat diet right up to your contest time.